For Sofronio Vasquez, music has consistently transcended mere passion. It has served as a vital lifeline, a refuge, and a medium through which to articulate sentiments that are too profound to be conveyed by words alone. As the most recent champion of the voice, his vocal prowess has resonated with millions. However, beneath the impressive performances and impeccable vocal lines exists a profoundly emotive artist who experiences the essence of each note he delivers. Throughout his voyage on The Voice, Sofronio's emotions were frequently at the forefront. Whether it was a melody that evoked memories of home, an interaction with his mentor that reinforced his aspirations, or the profound burden of fulfilling his purpose, numerous instances left the emerging talent with tears in his eyes. What genuinely resonates with the emotions of Sofronio Vasquez? 1. The sacrifices made by his family. Sofronio's narrative exemplifies resilience and appreciation. Having been raised in a working-class household, he frequently articulates the extent to which his parents made significant sacrifices to facilitate the realization of his aspirations. His father dedicated extensive hours to his employment, while his mother undertook several jobs to guarantee that Sofronio had the opportunity to pursue his passion for music. "In every instance that I take the stage, I reflect upon them," he stated during an interview. "I reflect on the considerable sacrifices they made for my presence here, and it evokes a profound emotional response within me. I do not take any of this for granted." One of the most poignant moments of The Voice Season 27 occurred when his parents unexpectedly visited him backstage following his remarkable semifinal performance. Upon witnessing them, tears cascaded down Sofronio's face. "I merely sought to elicit a sense of pride in you," he conveyed, his voice trembling. 2. Performing musical compositions that narrate his narrative. For Sofronio, the selection of songs transcends mere exhibition of his vocal range. It embodies a profound connection. Each song he performs carries a personal significance, and it is this profound emotional engagement that renders his performances truly indelible. During the top 10 live performances, he selected to perform "You Raise Me Up" by Josh Groban, dedicating the rendition to the memory of his late grandmother. Midway through the performance, his voice faltered with emotion, allowing the audience to perceive the profound depth of anguish and love he infused into the song. It was a moment that rendered even the instructors emotionally moved. He confessed, "When I sing songs that evoke memories of the individuals I hold dear, I cannot help but become emotional. Music serves as my means of preserving my connection to them." 3. The burden of his aspirations. Realization of aspirations. Achievement of success. The Voice represented not merely a personal triumph, it epitomized the fulfillment of an ideal that Sofronio had nurtured since his childhood. He had dedicated numerous years to performing in intimate venues, auditioning for an array of talent competitions, and enduring a succession of rejections. Upon the announcement of his victory by host Carson Daly, Sofronio fell to his knees, his palms obscuring his face as he wept uncontrollably. The cumulative weight of his challenges, diligent efforts, and steadfast self-belief ultimately overwhelmed him in a singular moment. "I never thought this would happen to me," he said between tears during his victory speech. "To all individuals who have ever experienced self-doubt, believe in your ability to achieve this. This serves as evidence that aspirations can indeed be realized." 4. His profound connection with his coach. During the course of the competition, Sofronio established a profound rapport with his instructor, John Legend. From the inaugural blind audition, during which John promptly turned his chair within mere seconds, to the final, where they delivered a captivating duet, their collaboration was founded upon trust, respect, and reciprocal admiration. John transcended the role of a mere mentor. He evolved into a friend, a steadfast supporter, and an individual who recognized Sofronio's potential even during moments of self-doubt. Following his concluding performance, as confetti cascaded around them, John embraced him firmly and murmured, "You were destined for this." That straightforward declaration was sufficient to cause Sofronio to experience a renewed emotional breakdown. 5. Supporters who convey their narratives. Since his triumph, Sofronio has been inundated with messages from admirers who express that his journey has served as a source of inspiration for them. From aspiring young vocalists with aspirations of achieving significant success to individuals who have encountered challenges analogous to his own, the overwhelming expression of affection has been profoundly moving. Individuals have approached me expressing that my narrative has instilled hope within them, and that my performances have provided solace during challenging periods. That holds greater significance for me than anything else, he stated. A specific letter from a teenage admirer moved Sofronio to tears. The fan had been experiencing a challenging period and expressed that Sofronio's performances provided them with a source of fortitude. Upon reading that, I was unable to contain my tears. Music has been a source of salvation for me, and the realization that I can extend that same support to another individual is profoundly gratifying. That concludes the entirety of the information. The voyage of the voice champion, Sofronio Vasquez, is as much about emotion as it is about talent. Each note he vocalizes embodies a fragment of his essence, and every performance narrates a tale that profoundly resonates with audiences. From his modest origins to his resounding victory, Sofronio has consistently demonstrated a willingness to express his emotions openly. However, the poignant moments continued even after the conclusion of the competition. In the weeks subsequent to his triumph on The Voice, Sofronio has persistently encountered profound moments that evoke tears. Demonstrating that success transcends mere attainment of the pinnacle, it encompasses a deep appreciation for the voyage that has led him to this point. 6. Returning home as a victor. Following the tumultuous conclusion of The Voice final, one of Sofronio's most poignant experiences occurred when he returned to his birthplace for the first time as a champion. His arrival was akin to a hero's welcome, characterized by streets adorned with enthusiastic supporters, banners emblazoned with his name, and a community united in celebration of one of their own. Sofronio reminisced about entering the auditorium of his former high school and experiencing an emotional breakdown. "This is the location where I initially commenced my singing endeavors. This is the place where I envisioned a grander aspiration." His former educators, childhood companions, and even his previous music instructor were present to welcome him. Upon being invited to the stage to deliver an acoustic rendition of the song that had secured his victory on The Voice, Rise Up by Andra Day, he found himself unable to progress beyond the first verse without becoming emotionally overwhelmed. The gravity of the moment, coupled with the realization of his achievement, rendered him utterly overwhelmed. 7. Contributing to society through musical endeavors. Sofronio had consistently vowed to himself that should he achieve significant success, he would leverage his platform to contribute to the community. In accordance with his commitment, he promptly took action following his victory on The Voice. Merely weeks following his triumph, he proclaimed the organization of a complimentary benefit concert in his birthplace, with the proceeds designated to support music programs in disadvantaged educational institutions. "I am familiar with the experience of possessing a dream yet lacking the necessary resources to pursue it," he articulated. "Music has profoundly transformed my life, and I aspire to provide other children with the opportunity to experience similar benefits." The concert was an emotionally charged evening, replete with tears, delight, and expressions of gratitude. When Sofronio invited a group of young students on stage to perform with him, the moment was so powerful that even his coach, John Legend, who had flown in to support him, was seen wiping away tears. "This encapsulates the essence of the matter," John remarked subsequently. "Sofronio is not merely a star, he serves as a beacon of hope for countless individuals." 8. Encountering his idol. Although Sofronio's participation in The Voice has garnered him significant attention, he continues to regard himself as a devoted admirer at his core. When he was presented with the opportunity to meet his foremost musical inspiration, Bruno Mars, he struggled to maintain his composure. At an industry affair held in Los Angeles, Sofronio was unexpectedly introduced to Bruno in the backstage area. Upon the instant their gazes intersected, Sofronio was overcome with emotion, his eyes welling with tears as he grappled to articulate his thoughts. "You are the impetus behind my decision to pursue singing," he articulated, his voice trembling. Bruno, ever the class act, pulled him into an embrace and responded, "Man, you're killing it. Please continue with your current course of action." Sofronio subsequently acknowledged that he needed to take a brief respite to regain his composure following the meeting. "I was sobbing like a baby. I remain incredulous that such an event transpired." 9. Documenting the production of his inaugural album. Following his participation in The Voice, Sofronio immediately entered the studio to commence work on his debut album, a venture that has already proven to be an emotional tumult for him. "Each time I record a song, I experience a profound sense of revisiting my journey," he expressed. "Certain songs evoke such profound emotions within me that I must pause momentarily before I can complete listening to them." One of the compositions, entitled "Letter to My Past Self," presented considerable challenges for him during the recording process. The song, co-authored by him, serves as a poignant message to his younger self, the child who grappled with self-doubt, perceived his aspirations as unattainable, and nearly succumbed to despair. "When I got to the lyrics that said, 'You're gonna make it, just hold on,' I lost it," he said. "I began to weep at that very moment in the studio." His producers urged him to retain that unrefined emotion in the final recording, resulting in one of the most genuine and poignant compositions on the album. 10. Observing his parents' response to his achievements. Arguably, the most poignant moment has been observing the transformative impact of his success on his family's life. For many years, Sofronio's parents labored diligently to provide for him, frequently prioritizing his aspirations over their own. At this moment, he has the opportunity to reciprocate their support for the first time. "I purchased a residence for my parents," he disclosed, his voice laden with emotion. "They have never possessed a residence of their own prior to this. At this juncture, they have ultimately reached a conclusion." Upon receiving the keys from him, his mother fell into his embrace, weeping uncontrollably. His father, a man of limited expression, enveloped him in a firm embrace and softly murmured, "We are exceedingly proud of you." At that moment, Sofronio acknowledged that it held greater significance for him than securing victory on The Voice. "All of my endeavors and efforts have been entirely justified by this outcome," he stated. "A journey of emotion, this is merely the commencement." Although Sofronio Vasquez may have emerged victorious on The Voice, his narrative is far from concluded. As he commences his new professional journey, one certainty prevails: his emotions will invariably guide his path. Whether through philanthropic endeavors, engaging with his audience, or expressing his innermost feelings through song, Sofronio's emotional voyage is poised to inspire innumerable individuals across the globe. One significant lesson he has acquired is that at times the most impactful voices are not merely audible, they are profoundly experienced. Sofronio Vasquez's voyage has been characterized by resilience, fervor, and profound emotional depth. From the instant he first ascended the stage of The Voice to the day he presented his parents with the keys to their new residence, each moment has been imbued with profound significance, serving as a poignant reminder of the reasons behind his passion for singing. Nevertheless, despite his considerable achievements thus far, this represents merely the inception of his journey. His inaugural album is imminent, poised to resonate with an even broader audience. Furthermore, his steadfast commitment to philanthropy guarantees that his achievements will yield an enduring influence that extends beyond the realm of performance. Throughout the various peaks and valleys of his journey, Sofronio has demonstrated that music transcends mere aptitude. It is fundamentally rooted in passion and emotional depth. As he progresses, one certainty remains: the world has yet to witness his utmost potential. His voice, narrative, and fervor will endure and reverberate for many years to come. For Sofronio, this represents not merely the conclusion of a chapter. This marks the commencement of an even more significant endeavor.